What's up, everybody? It's your boy AT2 here, and I'm going to be giving you my reaction to Joe Budden's interview with Adam22, aka Adolf22. I'll be giving you my honest reaction to the allegations about him messing with a 16-year-old, because all of Adam's excuses have been lame, weak, you know what, but it doesn't seem that he's taking accountability at all. On top of that, you have to remember the allegations were so bad that Atlantic Records ended up dropping him. Adam was supposed to have his own record label. Let's go ahead and get into this interview.
I need to see something pretty significant for me to take the story down. And that be my problem with you content people. Y'all dish it in a way that y'all don't take it. What do you say to this?
Well, the first and most important thing I'd like to say is that the girl in question, I didn't even meet until she was 19. And I think this is a very important detail that I just want to really put out there. So, you gotta let me flesh this out a little bit, is that we're talking about back in the day when I think I was like 21, 22. And I had met a girl on a message board at the time, right? And it was like an old punk message board, basically. And, I knew other people that knew her and stuff. So I thought that was all good. We started chatting a little bit. We get on the phone. She lived in Canada, right? And so then she tells me once we hop on the phone that she's actually 16. And so my response to that, even at that time, even at 22, I did the right thing. Obviously, getting on the phone in the first place is bad, but I did the right thing. I said, hey, I know this isn't that big a deal to you because it's legal where you're from, but it's a big deal where I'm from. So that's it.
Adam, it looks like you went to Vancouver because you knew at 16 it was legal where she was from. I did look this up, and yes, that is a fact. However, the thing about him bringing up the whole 16 is legal where she is lets me know, okay, he was probably still talking to her while she was 16 years old.
Speak to her after that for 3.5 years. I was in a relationship for the vast majority of that time. And then I get out of that relationship, and somehow me and that girl end up speaking again.
Somehow.
And then somehow, I think I saw her on Facebook as a recommended friend or something, and we sort of started speaking again. And then, as serendipity would have it, I ended up having to go to this meeting with a company that I was doing business with at the time in Canada. So I asked her, can I stay with you? And she says yes. So I go and I stay at her mom's house with her. She is 19 at this time, and I believe that would have meant that I was 25. And after that, we dated for a couple months, and it didn't work out. Super short version. And
hold up. So you stopped talking to her when she was 16, but then magically found her 3 years later and started talking again when she was 19. You didn't think to yourself, well, since you were younger than what you said you were, I'm going to stay away from you. You then pursue a relationship with the girl?
Really, I resent this narrative that people love pushing, claiming that I slept with this girl when she was underage. It's just 100% not true. I didn't even meet her. I didn't shake her hand until she was of age. So that's the most important thing I want to communicate to you in this whole thing, is that this isn't a thing where this rumor's out there about me and I'm embarrassed or whatever. No, it's it didn't happen. I did not meet this girl besides a brief phone call until she was of age. And I've said this. I said this on Academics' stream in 2018. I said it on Vlad's platform soon after that. But, I feel like this is an important distinction, because if you want to...
No, Adam, it's more than just the age. It sounds very predatory. And on top of that, the girl said you forced her to have relations with you.
As somebody who's just down to hook up with an underage person, it really doesn't hold up, because I would hope that anybody, if you somehow ended up in that position of being on the phone with somebody, which granted, it's embarrassing that the phone call even happened in the first place, right? But I did not pursue anything after that. And this girl does not claim that I did. If that was the case, it would have been probably reported in the media and everything, which it wasn't. The whole thing that leads people to believe that is that there's an old blog post where I talked about the whole relationship with that girl. And I kind of made a joke out of it at the time about the fact, and this is 2008 that I think I wrote about it. I made a joke about the fact that I, had been pretty interested in her before I realized that she was underage, right? So that's where a lot of the jokes come from. But nobody.
Adam, let's talk about the blog post, because according to the Pitchfork article, she asked you to remove that blog. Also, the blog post included semi-nude photos of her. One was taken when she was only 14 years old. The other two when she was 17.
Nobody ever includes the next paragraph where I say, but she was underage, so I immediately ceased communication with her, which to me is probably one of the most important details in this, right?
Did you call that serendipity?
Well, the fact that I ended up in her exact city, that seemed kind of odd. Serendipity has probably too much of a positive context, but
Adam, holy shit. Holy shit.
well, it's just
Adam is so dumb, he doesn't even realize how bad this looks. Joe Budden is literally trying to let this man explain his story, but it sounds worse.
murder.
You have a publicist?
I do.
Okay.
They should have told me not to use the word serendipity.
Well, y'all should probably work on your response to this stuff. You should not say the word serendipity, number one.
That's fair, but I'm just telling you what happened, though. I mean, like what I just told you is exactly what happened. So
I know, but I want to unpack a little bit of this because I never knew that you fucked the girl. I thought this was a girl that you spoke to who was 16 when you thought she was 19. You found out how old she was, and you disappeared, and you got away from that because that can be very dangerous.
Well, that is true.
Let me talk.
Okay.
Especially dealing with a girl that young, number one, but they don't know shit about shit. They don't even know when they're putting somebody in danger, according to you. You said the girl was from wherever she was from, so she didn't know what she was doing, but you knew what you were doing. You said, right. I knew what I was doing, so I got away from her. Well, right. You didn't get away from her if by the grace of God, she ends up back in your life while she's now of age. You're spending the night at her fucking mom's house. What type of white boy pervert shit what are you talking about?
What is the pervert shit about dating somebody once they are legal and of age?
Because you know what
because it sounds like you groomed her, dumbass.
Like, and I'm not saying this is what it is.
Joe, I didn't say a word to her for 3.5 years in between that. You know, it's like we just sort of ended up
waited for the girl. You waited for the girl, Adam.
Huh?
You waited for the girl.
I didn't wait for anything. We just ended up reconnecting later on.
How did you reconnect later on? Or the Facebook algorithm put the girl in your bed? You didn't know at that point that you probably shouldn't fuck the girl that you were talking to while she was 16 years old?
So because I met her when she was underage, I shouldn't have fucked her when I was over it.
Yes, that's what I'm saying to you.
Well, in retrospect, I wish I had taken that advice. It would have made everything a lot simpler, right?
Well, yeah, if you isolate that, right? But then they have the little nasty tweet floating around where you talking about fucking young girls.
I had some, I mean, that seems like an exaggeration. I had some edgy, jokey tweets from like 2008 to 2012 or some shit that, you know, a lot of those are pretty fucking embarrassing in retrospect. I know you, Joe, I know that you remember Twitter back in the day and you know how fucking toxic it was.
It was bad, which is why I did a scrub of all the bad things that I had to say. But I'm not going to use the word edgy when talking about fucking little girls. I don't think that that's edgy.
Well, I think that's probably not 100% accurate. Do you want to quote any particular tweet?
I mean, I'm talking to you, so I don't want to pull up the tweet, but you know the tweet exists and you know it's running around.
Well, yeah, there's definitely some bad jokes from that era of my life for sure.
You don't still talk to this girl, do you?
No, I haven't seen her since, I don't know, 2009, 9, maybe.
Are you aware that there are communities of legal adult men who are into that type of shit?
I mean, I don't know anything about that, but yeah, probably.
Lord have mercy, Adam. You've got yourself into quite the conundrum this time, buddy.
Is it really, though? This is the same shit from 2018.
You know what's ill about this? This is not the same incident as the one that we spoke about privately, right?
What did we talk about privately?
That allegation. I don't want to say because...
No, this is that. This is that girl.
Wait a second, buddy. No fucking way.
Yeah, bro.
Yo, you are a nut. Wait a second. So when did she say this? So you fucked the girl and then she said this when?
So I fucked her in 2008 or whatever. And then 2018, I signed the deal with Atlantic. And that was the first time that I got to find out that she was going to say that I raped her in 2008. So 10 years later, this accusation emerged from nowhere. And yeah.
But not from nowhere, because the universe gave you plenty of times to have nothing to do with this underage girl when she was underage. Then she got older.
Yo,
you fucked her. She
I didn't meet her until she was of age. Let's just make that perfectly clear.
Yeah. No, but you were speaking to her.
I spoke to her once before.
And you had friends that referred this girl.
Well, see, that's why I thought she was legal, is because I knew other guys that had hung out with her at the time, and I thought that it was, that was a good reference, but it turned out no.
You don't hear how that sounds like some kinky social club shit?
I mean, I know you're not like tuned into the punk world, but
I'm not.
There's a lot of people sleeping with the same people, I would say, especially at that time.
Yeah, well, don't bring punk world rules over to our good hip hop conversation, buddy. Don't you try it.
Well, I mean, it's probably the same in rap too. That like the same chicks end up hanging out with like a lot of the same guys.
Man, Jesus, Mary, and Joseph.